Oh, that's great. You made some carrot sticks. And you think you got knife skills? You got nothing. Prepare to learn some great knife skills from me.
Wait, where did you cut yourself? What part?
Under the nail.
Under the nail?
No, took the nail off.
Let's start with some basic knife maintenance. First of all, you want to keep your knife clean for a couple of reasons. You don't want to infect whatever you're cutting, and if you end up cutting yourself, well, you don't want to infect yourself. So just using soap and water is a good way to get rid of bacteria. And when you do clean your knife, don't ever soak it. It can destroy the blade, making it rust. It can destroy the handle. And if you have soapy water and it's submerged in it, someone may come along and not realize that your super sharp knife is in there and cut themselves. It's a bad jam. And speaking of sharpening, you always want to keep your knife super duper sharp. For one reason, when you have a dull knife, you have to apply way more pressure to whatever it is you're cutting. And when you're applying that pressure and it's not biting into it, it can slip. And even a dull knife can take your finger clean off. So, to keep your knives sharp, you want to get that wet stone out or send them off for professional sharpening at least 2 times a year. You probably already know the basics of like chopping and mincing and dicing, that kind of stuff, but let's get super French with it, shall we? Let's get culinary. We're going to start with what's called the chiffonade, or chiffonade, which in French means little tiny ribbons. And you use this for things like leafy vegetables or leafy herbs. So you take some basil leaves, for example, and you start with the biggest and stack them up going to the smallest. Then you roll them up tightly and start cutting little slices from the end, working inward. When you're done, you unroll them and you have pretty little ribbons, chiffonades of your herbs that you can sprinkle on a nice salad. Next up, we have bâtonnet, which in French means little sticks. And that's exactly what you do to, say, zucchini or carrots or something like that. You want to start by lopping off the ends, which as far as knife skills go, we call topping and tailing. And then you cut the whole thing into a nice rectangle. And then you start slicing into 1/4-inch strips, lengthwise. Then you take those strips, turn them over, stack them up, and cut those into 1/4-inch strips. Then you cut your 1/4-inch by 1/4-inch strips into about 3-inch long segments. And buddy, you have some cucumber strips that are ready to be eaten right then, or you can boil them for some reason and they'll cook uniformly. Lastly, we have the Tourné cut. Let's say you hate how potatoes look when they're roasted on your plate. You can't stand it. Tourné is right up your alley. Say, take a potato, cut off the ends, then you take a good paring knife or something called a bird's beak knife and you pare the sharp edges off until you basically whittle the potato down into what looks like a mini misshapen football. The Tourné cut generates a ton of food waste, but at least you won't have ugly potatoes on your plate. So now you can get all French with your knife. And to hone your skills even further, go to HowStuffWorks.com and look up top 5 knife skills you should know. And while you're here, go ahead and subscribe and leave us a comment about your knife skills below.